Secrets to mediumship. As a psychic medium for many years, I went on a journey to find what it was that the secret was. And so I'm going to give you what I found in this video. Now, the secret will blow your mind. You will not understand this at first, but think about it, and then there's only one connection. In all of us, there's this energy that's part of everything. And so when we tap in, we can actually access all this information. Now, another link is your soul, but it's the same link, because when you tap into your inner energy, you tap into the soul's connection, which is a part of everything. And so when we ask for guidance or information, our soul goes and gets that information or attracts us to people and scenarios and situations. So when we learn to tap into this energy, we can have access to the wisdom of the universe, the wisdom on everything. And this is the secret, that in a human form, we may want guides, we may want, a red Indian to teach us about nature. And actually, it's our soul will bring forth these energies that you might have been in a past life. And it's only really what you're doing is you're re-accessing what you already know as a medium. Everybody goes on about mediumship as though it's something separate, something you have to train for. What you're actually doing is you're relearning what you already know. But you have to bring it forth into this life. This is sort of like where it all goes a bit kaput. Because sometimes your soul has to get the information, that's why we get it in symbol form, in dreams and whatnot, has to get the information to bypass the body. Because if there's traumas, stress, energies on the body, your body will reject the connection. And that's why it's very good to meditate. It's very good then to try and get into like the automatic flow, which is really tapping into. When you get your mind, body and soul aligned, which is what my meditation does, it then gives you the access that you're already a part of. And so once you understand how the soul works, then it is a lot easier for you to communicate, because then you take away all the fears, the worries and doubts of not being good enough and not being able to do it. And then you learn when the right time, it all comes together. It's like the blossoming of a tree. When everything, all the aspects come together, then the connection is better. And so that's why a lot of people say to me, I've been going to development classes for 2 years, blah, blah, blah. And I said to them, yes, you're doing like a meditation, which is good. It's opening up, getting you connected. But how much mediumship are you actually doing? How much are you talking to spirit or to the universe or connected to this channeling, this automatic channeling that you could access? Well, probably once a week or once a month, you're doing 20 minutes. And you're wondering why you can't do mediumship. Now, I can teach you in 10 minutes. I've got an actual video. In 10 minutes, I can have you communicating with spirit. They've showed me a simple way to do it for people who struggle. But with practice, you get into automatic flow. It's like riding a bike. When you after doing it a little while, you start to learn the balance, you start to learn the bigger picture. And it's the same with mediumship. It's an automatically connection. You've probably been a medium in a past life. So to think you have to become a medium, you're actually separating from being a medium. And that's the secret to life and the energies, is that when you align yourself with the energies, you then start to flow in that energy, and then you go to the next stage, which is an enlightenment stage, which is the automatic flow, when there's no resistance and blocks. So mediumship could be that you're stopping it, or it could be you're not allowing it. When you understand this, you can see the world different. You didn't get a message. Well, there might have been a reason why you didn't get a message. I did a reading for somebody and all the person showed me was 3 pens in the top pocket, and that's all they showed me. And they didn't talk much. I didn't realise that was a message in itself. So when I portrayed the information, I gave what I got and given it to the person. They said, yeah, they did talk much. Yeah, he always wore 3 pens in the top pockets. Well, pencil and 2 pens actually it was. You know, he was a graphic designer. That is my dad. I know exactly. Now, I could have been letting my brain in and thinking, oh, I'm not getting much information, blah, blah, blah. But because we often don't see the bigger picture, and it's like that's what the soul does. It brings the bigger picture to us. It aligns us, it ignites us, it gets us to flow, and then it's easier. When we're flowing, like if you just imagine yourself flowing down a river, you know, you would then get connected again. These are all the top tips and tricks that I do, and that's why I've brought out my different packs. I've got me preparing the vessel, because it's very important to clear your emotions, to understand about emotions and energies. Then you've got to open the lines to communication. So when you start to connect to spirit, you'll start to get more, the soul will bring forth more of the connection. It's very hard to speak to the soul because you have to be the alignment of the soul. Now the soul is a pure energy. And so you have to get your body into a pure energy to be able to align. And then your soul will attract you situations, people. And so when you realize that all the energy is one, so even when you're communicating, doing a reading, you're linking into their energy that's part of the big energy. And then when you understand that, you can trace their energy and you can attract that energy, but it's still part of the oneness. It's still part of everybody. It's only a small aspect of everybody. If you get, you know, like having I don't know, like your leg is part of your whole body. You know, it's the same sort of principle in such. And this is why you've got to really, truly get connected with yourself. So my first one is a 6-week course, preparing the bodies, how to do readings for yourself, for others. I might even put in linking with loved ones in there. And then my mediumship pack gets you to experience it. And the more you do it, the better you evolve, and the more your senses open up, the more you get messages, the more you get. And there's a 20-minute at the start where you actually are linking to spirit world and loved ones to get messages, for guidance. And then the more you do that, the more you're actually experiencing it. Like what we said, you go from the human experience to the state of being to the automatic flow, which is enlightenment as well. And that's why you can channel. That's why you can automatic write. That's why you can do things that you may not realize is part of the connection. So really the key is linking into yourself, because inside yourself is this energy that's part of everything. So when you learn to listen to your inner voice, now that's why I work with the soul's inner voice, because I'm working with the inner voice of the soul, which is the universe, which is the one connection. That's why I channel through that information. And so mediumship is only a small aspect, like your senses are only a small aspect, because you can go to the 7th sense, which is when all the senses become one. So there's so many different things that you could do. I've also now created my advanced pack. And what that does is it goes through about 30 odd topics and gets you connected to the inner source and gets you connected totally. So it then becomes advanced mediumship. You could start to trace like energies from your timeline, from people's DNA. You can go up and down timelines in psychometry. You can go to past lives and find out what your message was in that life, what you were meant to learn in that life. Advanced mediumship is really starting to get to the stage of channeling and then becoming part of the one energy, which is part of everything. So really the secret is that it's all about the soul. So that's why you should act upon when you get messages come out of nowhere. That's the soul. Intuition and gut feelings is messages from the soul or from spirit. But remember, the soul is part of everything. It is what's guiding you. And so the more you can link with your soul or link with the energy within you, the better the connection is, the better the understanding. And if it doesn't work, there's a reason why it doesn't work. You know, like I say, the reason why the spirit didn't talk, it wanted to show that basically he didn't talk in life. And this is the problem. We get so caught up on the message. But the message comes in many ways. It might be a feeling. It might be a sense. It might be a knowing. It might be a smell. These paint these big pictures, all these, you know, that is the secret, is the message is from spirit world. Spirit world is trying to clear its emotions. The soul is trying to get you to clear your lessons. Your brain is trying to answer your questions. That's why sometimes you have to do multiple questions to try and switch the brain off. You know, the brain will look at a door and say, is someone coming through that? Are you going through it? It has to, but when you switch the brain off, when you give it a purpose, like asking it to, I don't know, to bring peace to your life, or once it knows what you're doing, it doesn't get involved. And that's when the mind, body and soul align. And then the brain is happy because it's done its job. It's now connected to the pure sources, which is what it wants. The body wants unconditional love. And so when your mind, body and spirit aligns, the body's not going to reject the information. And that's when the channeling happens, because you have no resistance or blocks. Resistance and blocks is a reason. You may be vowed in a past life not to use your ability in this, you know, or you might be resisted, blocking through fear, through doubt. Because so much times those who work from the heart want to do mediumship because they want to help people. And so when they're unable to help people, but you are helping people. I had somebody come to me and they said, oh, you know, and I knew it was about the mother, but they wasn't ready to realise that it was them that was stopping the flow, linking to the mother. So I said, I can't do the reading at the Bowens. And I'd done a reading for her before, so I knew I could do a reading. But she so desperately wanted a mum to come through. And I said, you know, just go away and come back to me and I will be able to do it at some point. She went to 6 other psychic mediums and she didn't get a message. Then she came back to me and I said, why do you think you know? And she says, I've realised I'm blocking it. And I went, there you are then. Then she released that. She found the guilt that stopped her from linking to a mother, and we were able to do the reading. And so, you know, everything is for a reason. So even not being able to do a reading is for a reason, but we get so caught up that we're not good enough, we let the person down, and that's when we let ego in. Because when we let the brain in, or we let spirit who are not really of pure energy or are not really there to help us, they will give us information that will get us linking to like the negative side. But they can only give so much because they're not truly connected to the source. Like they're not truly connected through your soul. They're not truly connected to the whole energy, because they have an emotional attachment that's stopping them from connecting as well. That's the only reason why spirits are still on the earth, is because they have an emotional attachment or a lesson to learn. They reflect on their lives and they reflect on what they've done to other people, and then they come back and try and help. So they release their emotional lessons and your emotional lessons. That's the only reason why spirits are here, and to guide us, of course. So hopefully this has given you a little bit of insight that learning to connect within, understanding that your soul is going to be your guide, going to be everything. You know, the 5 guides that you work with in development-wise, like the healer, the philosopher, the Tibetan monk, the Red Indian for nature and connection, you know, and the warrior, they're all there to reignite what you already know. You can even link back to the beginning of time and open the book of knowledge and find information there. There's so much that you can do once you realise what mediumship is truly about. It's just like a stepping stone to you coming to linking completely, bringing your mind, body and soul in alignment, being enlightenment. All these things as part of your journey. And that's what it really is. The spiritual journey is awakening you that you're already connected. And it's just that you're separating with illusions, the thoughts of what you think or you've been told or you're conditioned is the way to be. When truly, when you be who you are and do what you love, you're automatically connected. You're automatically part of the universe. And then the universe shows you love and support. Because you're not concentrating on one person. You're being unconditional love. You're loving all things. And you're loving even the good things and the bad things, because the good comes out of them. And you know, just because there's a brick wall, it might be that you have to go a different direction. But you could see that brick wall as, oh, my life's over. Oh my God, what have I done? I've created this brick wall. No. You know, unless you create a brick wall in relationship-wise, and that's normally a case that you want someone to take down that wall. But only the people that take down the wall are the ones not going to really treat you very well. Because once they've got what they want, they move on. They have the cake and eat it. So truly, the secret is, it's your soul all the time. So the more work you do working with your soul and understanding, creating your place so you connect to the soul and your loved ones, and the more you do the packs, the 30 plus topics just gets you so connected, because you're practicing each time. The mediumship pack is brilliant because it's designed in a way that every time you do it, you evolve. So the more, and it's only like a 2-hour practice session, but some of them are exercises and some of them are just information. But the exercises, the more you do it, the more you do the mediumship awakening, which is connected to spirit and connected to loved ones, the more you evolve. The more you take down the barriers that are stopping you from connecting. I think that is the secret to it. You're taking down that your body's rejecting certain things because of lessons. It's because of emotions, because you're triggering. But if you get yourself into the state of being and that energy, then the body is not going to be triggered as much. You know, it's like visualization. You can't, if you close your eyes, you can't visualize something. But if you get an apple or an egg or plant or a crystal and keep opening and closing, eventually the mind will take it on. And if you use your senses, it will enhance it. If you merge with the energy, you enhance it. That's my 10-minute connected to spirit. How to, you know, that's what it does. What you're doing is you're taking down the barriers. You're taking down to the automatic flow, and then there's no resistance and blocks. Okay, so look out. I've got loads of stuff on. My 1 hour step-by-step is basically amazing. And why I say it's amazing is just do it. Don't think about it, just do it. You'll see how many senses you're working with. And each time you do it, you'll develop until eventually all your senses become one. There's other like exercises in that just gets you doing it, gets you flowing, gets you... So that hour thing is like... This is amazing because it's what I've learned over. It's like the quick way or what I've learned over. So if you keep doing that, even just play it before you go to sleep or anything, you'll program the body to be able to do it more. And then if you want to really more in depth or you just want to do mediumship, I've got all my packs, I've got all the situations, I'll put the links to. And you could do the courses and realize that mediumship is just you reconnecting to your soul and reconnecting to who you are and becoming that energy again that you were born. That's why from 0 to 7 we're so connected and so enlightened and so able to give information, because we have no resistance and blocks from our human experience.